Okay, let's just do a little quick warm up to get ready to do some ELDOA postures. So we're just going to stand here and just kind of shake out the arms. If you've been using your cell phone or your computer, you want to shake out your hands, your wrists, let your shoulders relax. You can bend your knees a little bit and add a little wiggle of the hips, or at the very least just kind of shifting your weight from side to side. Let's roll through the feet. So we're lifting our toes, lifting our heels, just spreading your toes as wide as you can, waking up those muscles at the bottoms of the feet. Let's do a little bend and stretch here, kind of waking up knees, ankles, hips. Make sure your tailbone can float back so that we're not just shoving the tail with our knees. The tailbone just kind of, and sit bones just float down right over our heels. So we're reinforcing that there is a hinge here at the hip socket. All right, let's do a couple of slow shoulder rolls with the right, softening up, then waking up the ligaments of the shoulder, and we'll do some on the left. Try to leave the neck muscles out of it. We're gonna let the head drop and the spine drop from side to side here, just a little side bending in the neck, letting your brain fall from one side to the other. And then we're going to reach the right arm up to the sky, try to touch the ceiling. Let's pull the whole spine apart and then just do a little tip over. Doesn't have to be a great big side bend. Mostly you want to stretch the sideline of the fascia from your baby toe of that right foot all the way up to the fingertips, involving the ribs, the pelvis, the neck. And we'll come back. Let's do the other side. Left arm reaching up. Reach up to the sky, keep pulling the spine apart as you start to tip over. Let's keep our knees a little soft, let your head fall to the right here. Soft, gentle breath in and out through your nose. And we'll come back. Great, let's do a little roll through the whole spine. So think of all the pieces of your spine. We're gonna exhale as we lower the chin down to the throat. Keep the knees a little bit bent, lifting one vertebra off the next as you curl around your heart. Keep the tailbone pointing down as you continue rolling. Again, one vertebra at a time. Bend your knees as much as you need. And if you need some support here, just rest your elbows on your knees. Maybe this is as far as you want to go. We could have our elbows on our knees, in fact, or if you prefer, your hands. And just do a little extension of the spine, flexion of the spine, extension of the spine, flexion of the spine. One more time, extension. And this time as you do flexion, relax your arms and roll up. Head last. As we lift the head, we'll lift both shoulders and open up the chest. All right, let's get a little more specific about the ligaments and waking up the lumbar spine here as we move our ribs from side to side. Maybe we bend our knees, rest our hands on our thighs. Waking up those lumbar ligaments. We can even do some circling of the ribs in one direction and then circling of the ribs in the other direction. Let's open the feet a little wider, bend our knees. Let's try and get the pelvis doing some movement here, side to side. Notice my shoulders aren't really moving. I'm just dropping one hip, then the other hip. It's like it's a steering wheel, and I'm doing a turn to one side and then a turn to the other side. We can do also anteversion, retroversion of the pelvis, curl the tail under, swing it back. This is also waking up the lumbar ligaments and the ligaments around the hip socket. Let's do a couple of circles. And circle the other way. We're also waking up our brain's ability to recognize what movements are possible in the pelvis, in the lumbar spine. Let's do the arms now. So we're going to open the arms away from us, winding and unwinding at the shoulder socket. Let's keep that movement as we sweep the arms forward, all the way up. And we can open the arms, just backing up so I don't go out of the screen here. Let's reverse that. So we're just going to keep this moving, winding and unwinding, turning the thumb all the way in each direction as we go up. And then as we come forward. This time we're going to leave the arms reaching forward. Let's pinch the shoulder blades together, then wide. Pinch together and wide, pinch and widen, pinch and widen. Good, shaking all of that out. Let's now wake up the feet and ankles a little bit more. Those are going to help us a lot in our ELDOA. So I'll just go to the side here. We're just lifting the heels, bending at the toes, waking up the ligaments around the feet, around the toes, ankles, keeping the pelvis and the spine pretty stable. Let's also have the feet fairly close, bending the knees, and we're just going to draw some circles with the knees in one direction and circle the knees in the other direction. Notice what this is doing to the feet and ankles. Be really careful if there's any kind of injuries and you know you need to avoid certain movements. You don't need to do anything that doesn't feel appropriate for your body. Let's roll the feet in and out. So I'm rolling to the inner foot, rolling to the outer foot. And then once again, let's just roll through the foot like we did earlier, lifting the heels, lifting the toes. Good. One last thing, we're going to reach the right arm up, pull the spine apart, keep the knees soft. We're going to do one more side bend. And this time, once we get into our side bend, I'm going to bend my underneath arm and I'm going to bend my top arm and I'm going to press. I'm just going to do a little pulse of the rib cage so that I open up and wake up my thoracic spine just 3 or 4 times. Bend a little further to the side and circle forward. So if you need to, just use your hands on your thighs to help you come back up. We're going to do that on the other side. Left arm reaching up, pull apart the spine, start your side bend. I'm going to bend my underneath arm. Doesn't really matter so much the angle of the arm. I'm going to bend my top arm, and then I'm going to just do a little pulse here. So I'm opening up that upper thoracic spine so that the bend is not just happening at my waist. Then I'm going to reach, circle the arm, and circle around. If you would like to, just stay here with your hands on your knees or let the head drop and come all the way down so that we're coming to that place where the ribs and the thighs connect. Give your head a gentle wiggle there. Lengthen one leg at a time if that feels good. When you're ready to come up, we're just turning the pelvis and we're going to roll our way up. As we get to the top, we'll open up the chest. Great. And then we're going to do a little heel drop here just to feel a little more grounded after all of this. Bouncing or just dropping the heel, a little bounce through your body, kind of dispersing the energy can get really stuck up in our head. So just using that little bounce to redistribute the energy down into your legs and connect you down into the earth through your feet. Great. Finally, just a few breaths. We could put one palm on the belly, one palm at the center of the chest. 3 or 4 soft, slow breaths through your nose. And then you're ready either to go into your day or do some ELDOA postures now. Thank you so much.